Hey everybody, this is Dr. Nashley with the Garden of Nash, and I am back. Y'all won't believe all the things that I've been through with all the things. That's the reality of life. There'll be so many things. Life is not going to stop happening when you start gardening, but you still got to keep gardening because it's so many benefits to gardening, and I want to share some of those benefits with you today to encourage more of you to start your garden. So definitely hit that like, subscribe, and comment, and let's check this out. All right, so the first thing about gardening that I love and why I do it so much is because gardening is so soothing for you as far as relaxation, having your mind focus on different things other than your day-to-day woes of life. You also have nothing to worry about in the garden when it comes to plants. No one's gonna talk back to you or argue with you. Now, yeah, you will have to tussle with the insects and some of the issues dealing with the garden in general, but it's all a part of learning, and it's a great learning experience. So I highly encourage you, if you haven't tried starting a garden yet, to just get out there, just start. You never know what sort of peace and calm this could bring to you. It could be that sort of daily vacation, if you will. So definitely keep that in mind as to a reason to start your garden. All right, so another reason that you should start your garden at any time is because you literally can start at any time. Whether it's the winter time, the fall, the spring, the summer, there's always something that you can grow. Whether you're starting seeds or prepping your garden for the next season, there's always a way to get started. I actually have lots of leafy greens here. I have some, I think this is romaine lettuce. We have some purple kale. We also have some bok choy. I think there's even a strawberry plant over there. It's not doing too well, but I think we can bring it back to life. But the thing about gardening is you can really do any season, and it doesn't matter. A lot of people think, oh man, is it too late? No, depending on where you are, there's always something that you can do at any time of year, unless it's just plain, you know, snowed and covered. But even then, you can start planting seeds early. If you have a grow house or if you have a grow light, you can also start prepping your beds. There's a lot of leafy greens. For example, some of this kale and some of our collard greens, they're actually going to stay throughout the entire winter. Now, I'm in 7B88 area, but you can look up your zone, your USDA zone, and find out what can you start at every single month in the year, wherever you are located. Okay, so another reason to start your garden is because, I mean, it's yummy. I have so many okra here. Now these I'm gonna actually save so that they can go to seed, but I got a couple over here that I think are actually smaller and ready to eat. There we go. Now, if you love okra like I do, I just eat it straight off the vine. It's so fresh, so yummy. Now, where else you gonna get vegetables, fruit that actually taste like this? Another benefit of starting your garden. All right, another reason to start your garden is because it's a great learning experience. The more you learn about growing and where your food comes from, it actually helps you to eat healthier. It actually helps you to be more health conscious and to think about why things are the way they are in terms of the economy. I mean, it can lead into so many more things. And so that's another reason I'm actually learning a lot more about fruit trees now. I have this LSU purple fig. Now, I've never grown a fig tree before, but I'm really excited to try and see how this works. I actually have a persimmon tree that was propagated. You see it has bugs on it, so I had to figure out why that is. I also have a kiwi tree here. I had to look up, you know, some trees require a male and a female. I don't know which variety this is. I don't think kiwis actually do based on my research. But again, it's the fun of learning in the garden. So the more you know, the more you grow, literally. Now, another reason why you should start your garden is because garden math is different. I have taken what you see here, these purple green beans. I have several of these plants that I started in the spring. They grew in another bed. They produce beans. I saved some of the beans on the vine, let them brown on the vine, and took those seeds, replanted them in the fall, late summer, and we have more beans. All of these beans came from about 5 bean seeds, and you see that they're creating more and more. So garden math is actually beyond multiplication. 1 plus 1 doesn't equal 2 in the garden. It's really like one beanstalk can produce 10 or so bean seed pods. Each pod has about 5 or 6 beans in it that can then turn into seeds and can produce even more of those. So as you can see, garden math is different. Another reason, it just makes sense. It makes number sense. It makes financial sense. It just makes sense all around. So remember, another reason to start your garden is because 1 plus 1 doesn't equal 2. It's actually beyond multiplication. It's more exponential. All right, so another reason to start your garden, and I would say probably my last reason I'll wrap up, is it's actually pretty easy. Again, these are some seeds that I got from plants that I grew earlier this spring. I dropped these in here. This is actually called a chaos garden. And look at these sprouts, they are coming up. I didn't do anything to this bed. I used to have my cucumbers in here. I pulled those up. I put a light fertilizer in there and also a little bit of perlite and vermiculite. As you can see, these little white things. And look at the seeds start to sprout. We have some greens over here. We have cilantro over here. We have some kale. And this is all mostly from the seeds that I've taken from plants that I planted myself in the spring. And so it just keeps getting more recycled. More seeds are coming. Now I could probably go through and thin some of these out. But for the most part, gardening is pretty easy when you think about it. And so you don't have to do much once you learn about, certain things, your zone, your lighting, how much fertilizer you need, and also what sort of things do you like to eat, what sort of things would you like to grow. It'll all come together and you'll see how much easier it is for you. Remember, you can always start your garden. There's so many benefits to it. And if you fail, there's really no failing in the garden. You just learn. You just keep learning and getting better. I mean, even your top gardeners will say the same thing. There's so many different things you can grow. There's so many different ways you can grow it. There is no one right way or wrong way. So you just have to try and see what works for you. So this is Dr. Nashley with the Garden of Nash. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you check us out, all the other videos, and stay tuned for more garden action. You have a good one. And have you started your garden yet?